To Mansour Sherman, a Gazan activist living currently in Istanbul. And many thanks for joining us on the programme. What are the chances for a lasting ceasefire now that Israel has refused to leave the areas it controls in Gaza?
So the stance of the Palestinian people, I think, is very clear. They want to have a long-lasting ceasefire agreement, and from the beginning of October 7th, they've put in place terms and conditions for this ceasefire to happen. But it seems that Netanyahu and his right-wing government do not want this ceasefire to happen. They want to ensure that war continues in the region in order to stay in power, because they know that once the war stops, it means that the society in Israel will have to go back to normal. They will have to go to do internal elections, and then he will be taken to court and he will be imprisoned. So Netanyahu has his goals. He has a majority government now that supports him. And they also have some religious goals in Jerusalem and the West Bank that they are trying to achieve. However, the Palestinian people, despite going through over 7 weeks of starvation, nothing has entered the Gaza Strip for over 7 weeks. You're talking about 1.9 million people inside the enclave that do not have any fresh food, any medicine, any personnel that are allowed to go in. The situation is catastrophic from a humanitarian perspective. But as you heard from the Palestinians on the ground there, they do not wish to give up. They wish to ensure that they continue to strive for the right towards freedom, towards a free Palestine. They've already gone through 76 years and 17 years of attempts to get them off their land. They want to ensure that they continue staying steadfast where they are, despite everything that the Israelis are throwing at them.
So talk us through what's happening right now with Israel essentially splitting Gaza into several corridors. What kind of impact is this going to have on the people in these areas?
It's not the first time that Israel has done this. They currently have done this in the West Bank. They have over 1,000 checkpoints dividing towns and cities inside Palestinian territories. And in Gaza, the plan right now is to divide Gaza into 5 different sections and try to control Gaza through dividing it. They're also making security buffer zones in the south, in the west, in the north of Gaza. I think around 30% of Gaza Strip is now occupied by Israeli forces trying to create that buffer zone. In my opinion, they are negotiation tactics in order to ensure that if an upcoming ceasefire is agreed upon, they are able to put the utmost pressure on the Palestinians. So whenever they feel that negotiations aren't going through the way that they want, they will continue to airstrike civilians. They will continue to try to push into empty land in the south, in the west, and in the central regions.
And now Israel, I understand, has vowed to keep the areas in southern Lebanon that it refused to leave under the ceasefire deal. How will that affect tensions there?
I mean, Israel is not even giving the new Lebanese government a chance to act. I mean, they are already declaring war in Lebanon. They are doing acts of war in Syria. Unfortunately, this doesn't help to bring stability to the region. Again, this is a government that thrives on war. This is a government that wants to make sure that they stay in power and they continue to destabilize the region through their acts. The Syrian government is trying to stay stable, trying to stay calm, trying to act in a diplomatic way with the support of Turkey and other countries. Lebanon is a relatively smaller country, newer government, lots of changes are happening there. And I think Israel is trying to take the advantage of this change and try to ensure that, again, they create a more safe buffer zone between Lebanon and them, despite the difference in military strength between the two countries.
Gazan activist Mansour Sherman, many thanks for speaking to us. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.